Today in Getting Real with the Housewives, Kyle Richards and Mauricio Umansky address their divorce rumors as they celebrate the 4th of July together. Plus, dinner party from hell, psychic Allison Dubois speaks out about Kyle and Mauricio's split. And we look back at signs of trouble between the pair as Mauricio spoke to Us Weekly in April about how the show affected his marriage.
You know, we're both very, very busy. And you know, we just have to keep things, going and work at it.
And Michael Jordan gives his thoughts on son Marcus's relationship with Larsa Pippen, while Sonia and Luann give us their thoughts on the new season and new cast of Roni. We've got that plus so much more on today's Getting Real with the Housewives. Hey guys, Christina Garbaldi here with Us Weekly executive producer Mandy DeCamp. And while we thought it may be a quiet July 4th weekend, wow. Big news that
big news.
Maybe some people may have saw coming, but I was still shocked about it.
Oh, I was in complete shock. I did not see this coming. I saw them lasting forever, and maybe they will. You know, we'll talk all about what they said about the rumors and everything. But yeah, did not see a Kyle and Mauricio split coming in 2023 and
ever. There's so much to get into, but before we do, like always, see what you guys had to say about last week's show. Well, user said Marcus Jordan should be ashamed running around with Larsa Pippen, especially knowing who the father of her children is and who his own dad is. I can't. This story about Michael Jordan commenting about this was one of my favorites of the week. So excited to get into that.
Me too. Michelle 1491 said, "I'm not sure why I was remotely hopeful Kim and Corey could navigate their divorce in some sort of civilized, low-key manner. Their relationship has been a production from day one." It's so true. A production's a good word for their relationship.
Yeah, I mean, I didn't think it was going to get this nasty, but all right. And then Patty McDonald says, Emily addressed her weight loss on Jeff Lewis. She said she had liposuction on her arms and a breast lift reduction. That alone will make a huge difference. Yes, that is true. So, but she still looks great and happy that she is happy, and that's all that matters.
Definitely.
All right, let's dive right into it because, like we said, Kyle and Mauricio shocked everyone when they announced their split. But, you know, hours after that, they put on a united front while celebrating the 4th of July together. So Us Weekly confirmed one day prior that the pair who tied the knot back in 1996 are on the rocks. According to a source, they told us that they have been separated for a while, but are amicable, still living together as they kind of figure out their next steps. So as the split made headlines, they both took to Instagram to address the speculation about what prompted it. They said in a joint statement, in regards to the news that came out about us today, any claims regarding us divorcing are untrue. However, yes, we have had a rough year, the most challenging one of our marriage. They said that they love and respect each other tremendously despite their rough patch, adding, there has been no wrongdoing on anyone's part. Although we are in the public eye, we ask to be able to work through our issues privately. While it may be entertaining to speculate, please do not create false stories to fit a further salacious narrative. So they appear to kind of indirectly address this fan speculation that has been going around Kyle's relationship, friendship with country singer Morgan Wade. So that's kind of how this kind of got started. If you follow, I'm sure a lot of people that are watching follow a lot of Bravo fan accounts, and people were kind of doing deep dives into not only Kyle not wearing her ring a lot, not posting photos with Mauricio, but also this kind of newfound friendship with Morgan.
Yeah, I mean, for one, let's just dissect their comment on it.
Yes.
I feel like if you're going to deny it, why tell people it was the roughest year of your marriage yet of 27 years that they've been married? Like, why share that information? Unless they're kind of saying, like, this is where maybe some source got it from. But why was it rough? Like, we need to know more now.
Yes. Well, then it should have been like in small letters on the bottom. Tune in for season 13.
Totally.
Why it was a rough. But yeah, no, I mean, we'll get into it a little bit later, but they both did say that they're going to have that part of their storyline is going to be the rough part of their marriage this upcoming season. But yeah, it was a very kind of cryptic statement. Like, they didn't say that they're not separating, so it does seem like that they are, but not a divorce around the corner. I mean, they spent the 4th of July together. They were seen having dinner together in Colorado, so it does seem like it is amicable at the moment, and maybe they are trying to work through their issues because, 27 years of marriage, they've been together a really long time. They have 4 daughters together. The youngest is still, I think still in high school. So I don't know. I would hate for them to break up.
I immediately thought about the dogs. Sorry, I should have thought about the daughters. I thought about the dogs. I was like, obviously Kyle's going to get them because it seems like she cares for them. And then I thought about the house.
Yes.
like,
Yes. I thought about the house too. I was like, who gets that?
who gets that? Like, how do
Yeah.
they
I mean,
afford
there's
that?
so much tied into the two of them. And then you got this, you never want to speculate on somebody's friendship, but this Morgan Wade factor, how they've been on red carpets together. They've done Amazon Lives together. It seems like Morgan's going to be on the next season of The Real Housewives of Beverly Hills. So, a lot of fan speculation about where this person kind of fits into all of this, if she does it all.
Yeah. I'm so curious about it.
So curious.
So curious. I mean, she's gorgeous. She's
Mhm.
really ripped. I think that they go to the same trainer.
Yeah, they work out together. Well,
yeah.
the thing, like, I guess Kyle heard a song of hers and like immediately connected to it and reached out to her on social media. So that's how the friendship started. So it seems, and I guess they must have hit it off.
Yeah.
They had like some sort of like really deep friendship. It looks like they have matching tattoos.
Very deep.
I mean, you don't want to speculate, obviously. We have no idea. But interesting that they, in their statement, they said like kind of don't push this false narrative. So we'll see what happens. But yeah, did not have that on my bingo card this year.
No,
It's a scandal. I'll get out of the way.
Yeah, right. This is the next scandal for sure. It's not on the same level, but it's up there.
It's up there. It really is. I mean, this is most housewives marriages don't last this long. I mean, this is 27 years. This is a really long time, and
it's really long. I do wonder if there's maybe an open relationship.
Maybe.
I don't know.
Who knows?
It's just my own speculation. Moving on, but not moving on because we're still talking about it. But other news in it. Psychic Allison Dubois, who infamously predicted that Kyle Richards and Mauricio would split, is speaking out about the couple's recent breakup. Of course she is. I mean, we got to get her take. She wrote on Instagram, "My phone is blowing up from reporters now that Kyle and Mauricio have separated. So here's my comment. I don't wish Kyle ill. I hope she finds what she's looking for. I guess I'm the only one who's quote unquote saw this coming. People kept telling me I was picking up on Camille Grammer's divorce, not Kyle. Okay, you armchair psychics can sit down now. Mic drop." Allison was the inspiration for the TV series Medium, starring Patricia Arquette, and she appeared on season 1 of Beverly Hills Housewives in 2010. In the episode aptly named Dinner Party from Hell, Allison was invited by Camille to a dinner party with the actress's fellow co-stars. During the party, she gave Kyle a reading and told her that she and Mauricio wouldn't last as he would never emotionally fulfill her. At the time, Allison's prediction for Kyle didn't come to fruition. However, Camille and her ex-husband, Kelsey, ended up having a messy split at the end of season 1. At the time, many speculated that Allison was picking up on Camille and Kelsey's energy and mistook it for Kyle's instead. I watched all these shows from the beginning. How do fans remember these scenes?
Fans remember everything. They really do.
Remember this.
Yeah, like people like never let anything slip through the cracks. No. But it's kind of funny that 13 years later this comes back around and be like, well, maybe she was right, because she's like, once your kids are grown, you're not going to have anything in common anymore. And the kids are grown, and that's what they came to the realization of. Like, maybe we're just at different stages in our life and we want different things. And that sometimes happens too. But I don't know. I guess we're going to see what happened. But like we said, people have been picking up on this for over the course of the last couple of weeks. And so back in April, Kyle actually spoke to Page Six because there were some pictures floating around of her leaving a gym without her wedding ring. I mean, people expect people to wear their wedding rings wherever they go. Like, I never wear mine, but whatever, she said. So she told Page Six, I haven't been wearing my big diamond ring because there's a lot of crime these days. And I'm like, I'm not comfortable. And B, I had just come from the gym lifting weights. So I was like, that thing sparked that. When this stuff would come up before, I would like cry and I was devastated. But now I'm more like, okay, I've done this before. Let's do this. Bring it on. Come on. Let's see what you got for me here. So she said at the time that she and Mauricio were fine, but she did admit that she wasn't really looking forward to reliving all this drama that was happening on season 13 of Housewives, which is airing later this year. She said, obviously you don't love that because when the show airs in 6 months, I will be dealing with this and people are going to be talking again and more fake stories and lies. I am in my unbothered era when it comes to that. That is for sure. So that same month, Mauricio actually spoke to Two T's in a Pod about the rumors that he was getting divorced. He says, there's that one stupid story that came out there, and then the girls all decided to talk about it on the Housewives, and so now it's a storyline. So there's definitely some stories out there, and Kyle and I address it, and we'll take it from there. It is what it is. For her co-stars to bring it on and make it more real, bring it to the show, just kind of sucks. So we did address it. and it is what it is. He added, I think, in order to be on these shows, you got to have some thick skin. So back in April, Mauricio also spoke to Us Weekly about how being on the Real Housewives of Beverly Hills has affected his marriage. So take a look. You talk about your early relationship with Kyle. Would you say that, you did fall in love with her instantly? I loved your first dinner together where you just clicked.
Yeah, no, we did. We clicked early and, fell in love early and, just kept seeing each other. And, it's been so far an amazing 27 years, I think we just completed. So it's been a really fun time so far.
Definitely. When it comes to business, was there anything that the two of you ever disagreed on, or was she always very supportive?
I think she's always been very supportive. We don't have a relationship where I run by every business decision or all of the different things, nor she with me. I mean, we certainly talk to each other about the big stuff. Mm-hmm. And I've been extremely supportive of her career and everything that she's been doing. And I hope gave her a little bit of courage to go, do it again, mm-hmm. And support. And she's given me a tremendous amount of support and love and courage to go, take chances and risks, and knowing that I have her and the family behind me. And it's just, that when you know that, it just gives you so much more confidence, and it's just so much better.
You also opened up about your time on the Housewives, and you said when you first started the show, you guys made a pros and cons list. Do the pros still outweigh the cons when it comes to Real Housewives?
Well, we're pot committed now.
Yeah.
Right? I mean, they're actually in the other room right now filming. Yeah, we're fully pot committed now. And I think, for Kyle, we still like it. I think the family is, accustomed to, what it is to be on reality television, which is different than being, an actor, completely different. And you just get accustomed to it. There are still pros and cons, and I'd love to find that list, but I guarantee you that the pros and cons that we came up with 13 years ago are probably the exact same ones that we'd have on the list today.
I'm sure. Did your marriage ever suffer because of the show? Because obviously we see so many marriages from Housewives, they fail, but did your marriage ever suffer? Did you guys always have a strong foundation?
Yeah, we've had an amazing marriage, and it's been incredible. We've been, on the television show now 13 years. I think it's 13 seasons. I'm not sure if it's 13 or 14 or whatever that is. But it's been, amazing. And we've been very, very lucky, to now. I think that right now it's, we're both very, very busy. And we just have to keep things going and work at it.
Definitely interesting that they were kind of alluding to the fact that they have had some issues. They have to work on their relationship, like all marriages do. I don't think anybody really looked too much into it at the time because
right.
Why would they?
Yeah.
But yeah, it's interesting that things don't bother her as much as they used to, and maybe because she checked out of the relationship. I don't know.
Maybe. I also keep thinking about her relationship with Kathy right now and how they seem to be on good terms ever since they posted that video a few weeks ago of them drinking tequila together, or even a few days ago, I guess it was. I feel like that's interesting because Kathy's issue with Kyle, we found out at some point that it had to do with Mauricio and business and Kathy's husband in business. So I don't know. It's interesting that her and Kathy seem to be doing well. There's so much you can dissect and, go down rabbit holes right now. I'm going down every rabbit hole.
I'm going down every rabbit hole. It's bad. It really is. It's bad.
Well, Bethany Frankel, of course, spoke out and wants haters to take it easy on Kyle Richards and Mauricio amid their shocking split. She took to Instagram to praise the couple's marriage. Take a look.
To just break it down to something scandalous is really cheap, because I think it's honestly so admirable and something to be respected and cherished that a couple would be together for 3 decades. So
we also saw that Gigi from Shaws of Sunset, she also commented because of course we need Gigi's comment, saying there were signs because Kyle lost weight. A lot of people were saying that, who knows? I
don't know. I mean, Bethany and Kyle are good friends. They go way back. And, she made a good point. I mean, this is, they had a marriage to celebrate. They've accomplished a lot together. 27 years is no easy feat. But still, I don't know. I'm holding out hope for these two. I really think that they can make it work. I'm not signing the divorce papers on this one just yet.
Me neither. Even when I first saw the story, it wasn't a direct quote from them. I mean, and then they later denied it. It all made me kind of question it a bit, to just say, like, if you're not hearing directly from the couple with a split this big, I don't know how real it is.
Yeah, I don't know how real it is either, but there have been problems. And I wonder, there were some rumblings going around too, because Beverly Hills isn't filming anymore, if cameras are going to pick out back up a la Scandal and kind of film the aftermath of this, which would be interesting. And I feel like, if big news is going to happen when the show's not airing anymore, I feel like that's what kind of Bravo has to do now.
I know. I sort of hope they picked up cameras.
I do too. All right. Well, let's switch gears for just a minute and talk about Michael Jordan, because he weighed in on his son Marcus Jordan's romance with Larsa Pippen. Not a huge fan about it. So he laughed when he was asked what he thinks about Marcus dating the Real Housewives of Miami star. When a photographer asked whether he approves of the relationship, he replied no. So this is kind of doesn't really go with the storyline that Marcus told us about his family kind of coming around to the idea of him filming the show. He said they're warming up to it. We're super private as a family, but they know I'm an adult. They trust that I can navigate that universe, but it's definitely been a learning curve for sure. So Larsa told Tamara Hall earlier this year that she has been spending time with Michael Jordan and his ex-wife, saying, I've recently been hanging out with them, but I don't really want to talk about them. I feel like it's not about, my parents or his parents. They're all happy. Our whole family is fine. As you all know, probably, Michael Jordan was teammates with Scottie Pippen back in, the Chicago Bulls dynasty back in the day. And they didn't have the best of a relationship, but still weird.
I can't handle it.
I can't handle this, but it is funny. He was just like, no, absolutely
I love it.
No. I'm not a fan about this relationship. It's got to be weird. Thanksgiving is not going to be a comfortable situation.
No, not at all.
And for a super private family, now he's putting their business on podcasts, on the show. This is not probably the road that the Jordans probably thought that this was going to go down.
Absolutely not. It's one thing for them to be dating. It's another for them to be doing joint interviews, a podcast together, being on the show. You could say no to all of that. There's plenty of house husbands that won't go on the show because they don't want to be a part of a reality show. He could have gone that route, but he did not.
Yeah. No, he didn't. They're capitalizing on this relationship, and it kind of seems like they're capitalizing on the family name now too.
Yeah. All right, moving on to Kim Zolciak-Biermann, who is being sued for her unpaid Target credit card bill. Totally relatable, Kim.
Seriously, totally.
The Real Housewives of Atlanta star has a $2,482.24 balance, but she allegedly hasn't made a payment since September 2022. Okay. Target National Bank filed a complaint on Wednesday, June 28th, that claims she has failed, neglected, and refused to pay off the principal balance, according to documents obtained by Page 6. It's not like that huge of a balance.
No.
Can't she just pay this?
Seriously.
The legal action comes amid her split from Kroy, which was sparked by financial issues, according to a source, which we found out in May. At the time, the source told us the financial burdens have been a strain on their relationship. Between the tax debt and other financial stresses, it's been difficult. The tax debt was the straw that broke the camel's back in their marriage. So her unpaid Target bill is the latest in the long line of headlines about their debts. Hours before their divorce filing made headlines, TMZ reported that she owes more than $1.1 million in unpaid taxes. So this Target bill seems small in comparison.
Yeah, guess that one fell through the cracks.
Yeah, but how are not making news now? She's got herself in quite the hole, and it's still strange to me why the house is not put on the market, why they're not trying to sell the house to try to pay off some of these debts. Because I'm sure that house is probably worth close to $1 million, so they can probably pay that off. But I guess they need money to then, live somewhere else. But, at least get started. It's just, I think that she's holding on to this lifestyle that she had for dear life. And it's gonna get worse and worse. It really will.
All right. Well, while we are just a few weeks away from the new Roni, we are just days away from seeing Sonia and Luann back on our screens with their new show, Welcome to Crappy Lake. I was privy enough to watch the first couple episodes, and you guys are going to love it. It's really good. But we recently caught up with the women to get their take on the new cast of Roni. Take a look. Of course, the new season of Roni kicks off in a few weeks. How do you feel about the new cast and this new chapter of the franchise?
I'm I've got a lot of feelings when it comes to that. I do. And because we've been at it for a long time, and I feel like we're a hard act to follow, to be honest. And I wish them the best because, we're a hard team to replace. But I don't think we're being replaced. I think it's just a different show.
Mm-hmm.
So, and I think they're all fabulous. I think they're all great. And I wish them the best. And I like to see women doing well. And, we got Crappy Lake, we got the Ultimate Girls Trip. And let me tell you, Ultimate Girls Trip, oh geez, we're going around the world with that. We're starting in St. Bart's. Now we're going, can you imagine OGs going around? So I feel like it was time for a change. And I'm excited to see this new franchise and see what these girls have got.
I wish them the best as well. And my advice to them is just keep it real and show your real friendships, and just know that the audience will know if you're not being yourself. It doesn't work. And that's what I loved about us girls. We really were friends, and there's a trust level there. I've noticed when we've done some of these other shows, if you don't have a trust level, it's very hard if you don't know people. I think they all are friends, so they should do okay. It's just, I agree with Luann, it's a different show though. It's not.
Before we go on stage, Sonia, what do we say before we go on stage? Break a leg.
Yeah.
Break a leg, girls.
Like they said, they have a lot of feelings about it. It's got to be strange for them to see somebody like a whole new cast take over, their legacy. But we get to see them on the Ultimate Girls Trip Legacy, which is going to be a lot of fun. And like I said, welcome to Crappy Lake. It's like Simple Life meets Schitt's Creek. You guys are going to love it.
Oh, good. I mean, they can't be that upset. They have a spin-off show. They have the Ultimate Girls Trip.
Yes.
Luann's got her cabaret. So
yes.
I don't think she has her toaster oven anymore.
Right.
Century 21 closed, but she's still doing okay.
She's still doing fine. It seems like, if the response is great for Crappy Lake, hopefully they can do more seasons of it. And I feel like with this legacy crew, they can kind of hop around to all different places and maybe make it a regular thing as well. So we'll see. There's room for two Ronis in my heart. So
yes, definitely. All
right, well, let's move on over. There's no Atlanta this week, but there was OC. The IMDb drama continues. This is the most ridiculous fight I've ever heard.
Oh, it's so ridiculous. But I kind of love that Heather's IMDb page is getting more than one episode of attention. I mean, is this going to be an ongoing storyline throughout the season? It seems like it might be. Yeah, it's kind of funny. What do you think about Tamara? Definitely poking fun at the dinner.
She was 100% poking fun of her at the dinner, said that she had roles back in the 1900s. She said it. Well, I'm sure when Heather watches this back, she's not going to be too happy about it.
No, she brought up the 1900s and then she said, oh, one episode. I mean, fully making fun of her. But Tamara has definitely come back to stir the pot.
Yes.
She is not holding back the season, and I'm here for it.
I'm here for it. I think it's great. And I do think it's great that Shannon and Tamara are, getting back to their friendship status. And, it seems like they're kind of putting the past in the past, moving forward. And I like it. I always like when the two of them get along. They bring so much fun, bring so much drama. And it's good to see them teaming up once again.
I agree.
This whole Ryan and Jen drama, it seems like, this guy is just a walking red flag.
Yeah. Like might be worse than Loey when it comes
to
Like, he just basically tells you. Then the weirdest thing is at the end of the episode when she was talking about the dick pic that he accidentally sent to the wrong person, and it was supposed to go
and he only has 4 people in his phone.
Yeah,
like,
what? You only have 4 people on their phone.
Yeah, 4 people in your phone, and you accidentally send it to one of those 4 people. Come on.
Yeah, no, it's really bizarre.
And he's never been faithful to anybody.
No.
Was giving her gifts to, it seems like he kind of gets a high of maybe taking these women that are taken, and I feel like she's in a bad situation. I mean, I don't want to judge. Hopefully they prove me wrong, and hopefully she thinks it's worth it that she left her family for this guy.
Yeah, I don't think it was a good idea, unless she just was in a failing marriage and wanted out, and this was kind of like an easy way out, I guess. But I mean, what do you think about Shannon's take on it all, where she thought, you know, you have to see if you have a connection with someone before you leave your family for them.
I don't know about that, but like what, and then like Gina's like, why are you even getting to that point where you let yourself have that emotional relationship with somebody? Why even get there? Like if you're married, why even let yourself get into those situations? Like you shouldn't.
You should
no, I agree with it is interesting that Gina is getting so triggered by all of this stuff though. And I do kind of maybe agree with Heather that she hasn't dealt with maybe some of the past trauma of her relationship.
Yeah.
And yeah, I don't know. I agree with Heather a little bit on that one.
I agree. I sort of kind of feel like Gina's looking for a storyline.
Yeah, that's true too.
I kind of feel like, is she really triggered by this? Of course she's a little bit triggered, but is she that triggered by this that it's like, I mean, it's a different situation, and I don't believe that she's that triggered by it.
It's true. It could just be a storyline.
Herself a little bit relevant, but you know, just speculation on my end.
True. And I do agree she shouldn't have called Travis. It's not a Travis situation. No. And I think Heather was being a pretty good friend in that moment. But I feel like things are really going to blow up between Jen and Tamara though, because you've known Jen for she's been dating this guy for 2 years, and now you're telling her on camera that he wanted to F you the moment he saw you. Like you didn't have the past 2 years to tell her this.
Right. And then you never told Eddie. That's a little awkward.
Right.
Now she has to tell Eddie. No, that's just Tamara, you know, being the best housewife possible.
That's true. You got to save it for the camera, or it didn't happen.
Yeah.
All right. Well, let's discuss our social spotlight of the week. Who caught your attention?
Mine goes to Lisa Vanderpump. She posted about closing Pump Restaurant. She said, end of an era, but the start of something new. Thank you, Pump Restaurant, for the decade of Pumptinis, incredible staff, and amazing memories. Now back to work on Wolf by Vanderpump, Lake Tahoe.
End of an era.
End of an era, you know?
Yeah,
it looks like I've ever had such a huge spot on the show or anything, but it's one of the big ones.
Still one of the OGs, you know. It's sad, but I'm sure we'll see that on the next season of Vanderpump Rules. Mine went to Brandi Glanville because she tweeted, "Dear all media outlets, I have no comment on this very sad," talking about Kyle and Mauricio, "on this very sad and devastating situation. So please stop reaching out to me for comment." But didn't you kind of just comment, Brandi?
Yes. Yes, Brandi, trying to make yourself relevant again.
Right. I've gotta make it relevant. So
funny.
You gotta love Brandi for always inserting herself into the drama.
Always.
All right. Well, that is it for this week's episode of Getting Real with the Housewives. Let us know in the comments your thoughts on Kyle and Mauricio. Do you think that they're going to get back together, or we're going to make this work? Let us know your theories on what went wrong. So much to get to, but please oh my God, sorry. Let me just do the outro again. Mm-hmm. All right. Well, that is it for this week's episode of Getting Real with the Housewives. Please let us know in the comments what your thoughts on Kyle and Mauricio are, your theories. Will they get back together? So much to talk about, and we will see you guys next week. For more news, content, and exclusive interviews, make sure to hit the sub, like, and bell button down below and visit usmagazine.com.